everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel named Rick Boyardi, World Builder, with videos dedicated to personal development and global transformation. Today's video is titled A Message to Millennials. There is opportunity. Let's go for a ride and discuss it. Okay, so why a message to millennials? Why bother? Well, because millennials are getting a bad rap in the press right now, and I wanted to send a message from the generation just ahead of yours that there is opportunity. And don't listen to the media, because they just print shit, they just say stuff. And the origins of this video came about when I was at an art show, the Paradise Art Festival in Northampton, Massachusetts. And I was walking around and I was seeing all kinds of art from all kinds of people, different ages, genders, races, different types of art, different mediums. And it just got me thinking that all of those different groups, past and present, old and young, everybody has a creative spark in them, and the people who are millennials now are going to do all the same stuff and probably even greater than my age group did. And think about this. The generation just ahead of mine was the hippies, the 60s, the flower children. And think about at that time, their parents were the post-World War II parents, 1950s, 1940s and 50s, and they had every right to be proud of what they did. And then along come their kids, and they start having free love, the guys start growing their hair long, drugs are everywhere, rock and roll music. People at that time were challenging the Vietnam War. When their parents had been proud to go to war in World War II in Korea, now there's more awareness of what war is all about, and people are saying it and protesting it. And the parents of that time must have thought this was it. The world ends here. So for millennials, when you get your asses kicked in the media, don't listen to that shit, because every single generation goes through it. And I wanted to say this to millennials because you're just starting out in your careers and you're just getting into professional positions where you can start to affect the current world that you live in. And 20 or 30 years from now, and it will seem like the blink of an eye, trust me on this, you guys will be running the show, and your kids will be out there, and they'll be doing their thing, and who knows what it's going to be, and you might be thinking the same thing about them. And who knows, maybe they'll be living in virtual reality 24/7, versus you guys who are just gamers right now. So anyway, we're coming to the end of a particular era in human history. I think we are. Post-capitalism. The things that are have always driven capitalism are still there. And they've been so, I guess, expanded and so pushed to the limits by the desire to find new profit margins, new revenue streams, and to sell something new, some new goods or service over and over, come up with something new, find a new market, get control of it. All of that stuff has pushed it to the point where everything seems to be bursting at the seams, and there's a real issue with resources, there's an issue with the environment, there's an issue that basically our economy is built on fictitious debt. Sooner or later the game of musical chairs is going to end, and it is going to be an ass kicking of all time, I think. 2008 happened. We got a little taste of it then. The rich got bought off. They were given bonuses for basically destroying everything, and I'm wondering what's going to happen this time. But I guess the point is, for you millennials, is that despite all that, there is opportunity. In fact, because of that, there is opportunity, because everybody now is connected through social media platforms, business platforms like LinkedIn, YouTube channels like this one. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide anymore. Everybody's talking about everything. And all the little secrets that drove the world for the past, 130 years, maybe since the industrial age, all the secrets are out there now. If there are some secrets out there, they're probably pretty good ones, and they're probably shocking. For example, a lot of people are talking about secret space program, and it's just one example, but we had that Gary McKinnon guy over in the UK hack NASA and find all the records related to the space program and missions to Mars, and like a space navy with the names of ships and the personnel on those ships and things like that. And look, they wouldn't have gone after this guy as hard as they did if it was all bullshit. But anyway, that's just an example of, there could be stuff that we don't know, like life on other planets that has been discovered. I mean, we all know it, but no one's admitted it. And I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but examples are examples. And the point of it is, for the millennials, is that with these technologies and the ability to work remotely and the ability to be electronic nomads, you can be anywhere, pretty much do anything, come up with a business model and a concept. You can get it funded, GoFundMe, other sources like that, just to find investor angels and so forth, and literally change the world. And if the millennials are thinking, hey, it's not going to happen, you can't change the world, well, guess what? Okay, my age group, what did I see? All right, the space race went from shooting Russian dogs up into space to landing on the moon in 10 years. And we've got artificial satellites that have left the solar system, and they're still sending messages back to us. And somebody's going to come across one of those, and our messages to them are out there. So things are going to change. What else? Rock and roll. Go back to Bill Haley and the Comets. Rock Around the Clock was the first kind of international rock and roll hit. Then Elvis came along, basically changed everything, because that guy, he took music from another group of people, black people, and their culture, and put his own little twist on it, and lo and behold, changed the world. And then you got the Beatles come along, and honestly, that was probably the biggest social change in our recorded history. It's just completely amazing. What else? Biomedical changes. Genetic code was cracked. We can manipulate DNA. We can create new animal species like glowing rabbits and things like that. Who knows what else is out there? I do think that right now, if you live intelligently and find balance in your life, and you have access to modern technologies, you can live to 100 with a good quality of life. And Alzheimer's out there, which seems to wreck it for people when they get older, but I think they're gonna crack that. And hell, stem cells, it's unbelievable. So you're seeing that. What else? Television, okay? So, it was black and white. There was a couple of channels. Then there was, VHF, then UHF, then cable. Now you've got, you're on your laptop, you've got Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, TV. It's just unbelievable what's out there. I mean, the YouTube channel itself, we can be content creators and make videos that change the world more than any TV documentary ever did. So all of that stuff wasn't there in the 1950s, and now it's all there, and we're about to jump ahead. Think of the exponential increases in technology in 50 years, and think of what the next 50 years is going to be off the charts. And by the way, I forgot to mention the nuclear age, which, obviously Chernobyl and Fukushima, not good, three-eyed fish, things like that. But the power to obtain energy from atoms is still an amazing thing. Nuclear power submarines and engines. They have these boring machines that they create the tunnels under the earth with, and they're nuclear now, and they literally just melt the rock out of the way. So if all that can happen, then it can happen going forward. And I get it when you're young and you don't know where to go, and the shot callers are in place and they're making it harder, and they're creating wars around the world to stimulate their investments in their military industrial companies, and for the banks to the Federal Reserve Banks, privately owned, the ability for them to keep printing money, debt instruments, keep us all paying compound interest. There's a lot of things to look at and say, holy shit, how the hell can I change that? Well, you can. You can create companies based on newer and more enlightened principles. You can start them on your own. Again, with social media and technology, if you get 10 customers in 200 countries, you've done something, and you've spread something around the globe. Was not possible 20, 30 years ago. One of the quotes that I like is, if it's to be, it's up to me. And I actually heard that. I trained in Inferno Hot Pilates, this woman, Gabby Walters, out of Las Vegas. And I don't think she came up with that saying, but she kept saying it during the class. And I do think that that's the case, that there is no them out there. Oh, there is a them, and they're the people in charge of the money and resources, okay? But you can, I guess, be stymied by that, or you can start to pick away at it and do something. Like I said, start these businesses, start YouTube channels, stay active on social media, instead of being a bitch and a whiner and a complainer and joining in with the trolls. Hell, say something positive. Like when someone says a rude comment, or it's thoughtless or mean, you just say, hey, look, I get that things aren't perfect, but here's what I suggest as a means to make it better. People can only be assholes for so long and be negative for so long. If there's an army of people out there saying positive things with hope, and not only that, not just saying it, but actually saying, hey, look, this is what I did. I started a company that only, like a landscape company that only uses trees and shrubs that are more friendly to the environment. Maybe people didn't know that was a possibility, and now it is. Or a company that makes utensils and plates and things you eat with, but they're completely biodegradable. Or, as I saw on Facebook, you can actually eat the plate as well. Maybe it's like a pita bread or something like that. I'm just thinking all these different examples. Maybe a window company. I'm looking at a building, the one you see right in front of me, right there, beyond the lights. Maybe those windows are some sort of solar receptor, and they become video screens or something like that. And You can just download like photos of like tropical paradises onto your Windows. I mean, I'm just kind of letting it go here, but point is, there's so much opportunity out there for you guys to do something about. And so anyway, those are the things I think you could do. It is intimidating. You know, most people don't know what their life calling is, but that's okay. What I would suggest is take action. You can think all day, and you can scheme and plan and wonder what my purpose is, and you can be this way. You're not taking action because you don't know what your purpose is, and you're trying to figure out. Well, actually, I believe in the instead of ready, aim, fire lifestyle, I believe in the fire, ready, aim lifestyle. Just go do shit. Keep your heart open. Have 20 seconds of courage. You know, identify the things that scare you. Those are where the opportunities lie. You can simply be afraid of it, but at the same time, you think you're gonna love it. Have that 20 seconds of courage and just take action. You don't have to build Rome in a day. You can just shoot for 1% increase per day, and maybe all areas of your life, like your nutrition. 1% per day improvement in how you eat and the knowledge you gain. Look, all the knowledge is on YouTube. Anything you want to know, go find it. It's there. There's great people out there sharing it. Okay, finances, same thing. You know, don't be stupid. Be frugal, be smart, be patient, be a planner. Go on YouTube, watch a few videos. You do not have to go and get a college degree in any of this stuff. It's all there. You know, I'll give you an example. I had to fix my motherboard on my computer. I'm not a computer guy. I didn't know how to do that. I went on YouTube. I found a Japanese kid who was replacing his same model. Kid didn't speak English. Didn't matter. I watched the video and just kept pausing it and doing what he did, and it worked. What else? Okay, relationships. You know, that's affairs of the heart. They can beat your ass at times. It's all part of growing up and learning. There are so many people on YouTube giving advice, men and women, how to be a more enlightened partner, how to find a better partner, how to know your boundaries, how to know what to look for in somebody else. Look, you're in your 20s or your late teens, you're not going to have all the answers. It's a journey. It's a fun journey. And even if you get hurt here and there, it's still a fun journey. You'll have a great time. What else? Lifestyle. Maybe you're into yoga or fitness. You're into Pilates, like what I teach, or mixed martial arts. So, you know, it's good to have visions of where you want to be. Okay, so what I would suggest, and I do this, is have a vision board. Those different areas we just talked about, and I cut out pictures and I paste them on there, and I just see these things of where I want to be. And those are the big goals, okay? And you just put them out there, and the universe is like an incubator. It's like a big womb, and it creates things, and it creates based on input, much like a woman is input of sperm in a cell, creates a kid. Well, the universe is the same thing. It is impregnated by thoughts and feelings and intention. So with that vision board, you'll be looking at things you want to do. And I know some people think that's corny, and hey, too bad, it isn't. I got one. If I was home right now, I'd show it to you. And I've got the things up there I've always wanted to do, the things I want to be. And what you do then is just take micro actions, make micro decisions. You take action. Again, let your fears be your indicator of where you need to grow. and then go right to those areas and just take baby steps, and you'll feel free, and you'll feel brave, and you will literally feel the mechanics, the gears of the universe working in you. I tend to feel those things in my stomach. People feel them in different parts, in their heart, or tingling on the back of their neck, but it is absolutely real. The force is absolutely with you, including all the millennials. All right? I hope I fired you guys up to change the world. Let's do it. Have a great day, guys.